Alright, let me ask you a question every car enthusiast has thought about. Can you really daily drive a Lamborghini? I'm not talking about a quick coffee run on Saturday morning. I'm talking about real deal 5 days a week, traffic jam on the way to work daily driving. Most people will tell you it's uncomfortable, impractical, and just plain stupid. But what if I told you they're all wrong? What if I told you that for the past decade, I've been doing exactly that? We're going to get into the real cost, the surprising upsides, the brutal downsides, and why for a car enthusiast, it's automotive masochism that just makes perfect sense. Stick around because we're about to dive deep into a world most people only dream of, and I guarantee you'll be shocked by what we find. So, most of the car videos you see on this topic come from a very specific perspective. You've seen them, right? I'm daily driving a Bugatti for a week. Here's what it's like to take a McLaren to the grocery store. These videos are fun, but they're not a true test. They're an experiment, a novelty. They don't have to worry about long-term costs, maintenance schedules, or what happens when the car is in the shop for a month. They can just hand the keys back at the end of the week. Their conclusion is always the same. It's a bad idea, but it was fun. And they're right for their context. But they're asking the wrong question. They're asking, can this car do a thing it wasn't designed for? The real question is it worth all the sacrifices to make it work? My journey into this strange world of automotive masochism really started back in 2011 when I bought my first Lamborghini, a pre-owned Gallardo. At that time it was my only car. For over a year, I drove it everywhere, accumulating over 10,000 miles. My wife had a Porsche Cayenne, so for longer trips or if we needed to carry more than a backpack, we'd use that. But for my day-to-day, it was the Gallardo. I loved it. When I eventually sold it, I replaced it with an LP 640 Roadster. Now that car was stunning, but its convertible roof was a nightmare, and it was a real struggle to put miles on. I probably only drove it about 5,000 miles a year. It was a beautiful car, but it wasn't a daily driver. It was a weekend toy. That's when I realized the difference. And that's what eventually led me to the LP 640 Coupe, a car I've been thinking about for years as the better daily option. Now, if we were to take a logical, consumer report-style approach to this, the conversation would be over in about 10 seconds. Let's just run down the list, shall we? Is it economical to own? No. Is it comfortable? Not really. Does it have modern features and safety tech? Nope. Does it get good fuel economy? Ha! Definitely not. Does it have enough practicality to carry anything more than a single bag? No. Can it navigate speed bumps without a lift system? Not without holding your breath and praying. Does it seat more than 2 people? Absolutely not. So, by every single reasonable metric that a normal person uses to evaluate a car, a Lamborghini is a catastrophic failure. But here's the secret. We, as car enthusiasts, don't care about those metrics. We're not looking for the most logical car. We're looking for the car that puts the biggest smile on our face. And that's a completely different set of parameters. And this brings me to the core of the whole argument. To me, daily driving a Lamborghini is a form of automotive masochism. It is the derivation of pleasure from a painful experience. Most of us live in a world where we need a car to get around, and most of the time, the act of driving is boring. It's a chore, it's a task. But the treat of owning and using an exotic car is that it turns the most mundane trips, like a run to the grocery store, into a real car guy event. It's those things that your friends will ask you about. Oh, you're coming? Can your car get in the parking lot? Will it overheat in traffic? And those are all valid questions. This car isn't designed for this, but it's worth it. That's the crux of it. It's never the most economical, it's never the easiest, it's never the most comfortable, but it is always, always worth it. The discomfort, the headaches, the constant awareness, that's all part of the fun. It's the price you pay for a smile on your face every single day. Now let's talk about the big elephant in the room, the cost. I haven't lost money on an exotic car in over a decade, but that doesn't mean they're free to drive. The truth is, the mileage I'm accumulating has a cost. Every mile I put on a car is a mile I can't sell as low mileage to someone else. And that's not even getting into the real expenses. These older, naturally aspirated cars get less than 10 miles per gallon. That's 30 to 40 cents per mile just in gas. Tires? There may be 20 cents per mile. Expensive oil changes? Easily another 20 to 30 cents per mile. So even if you avoid a major repair, you're still talking about a significant per mile cost. And when you factor in a clutch replacement or, heaven forbid, an engine failure, those numbers skyrocket. I've had my share of big failures. You have to plan for that possibility. But what I found is that if you buy the right car, the coolest cars from a decade ago, as I like to call them, you can absolutely mitigate depreciation. The car might cost you a ton to run, but when you sell it, you might just make your money back. That's the trade-off. Now I need to make a very important distinction. The cars I tend to own, the older, more analog cars, are a world away from today's supercars. The new Ferraris, the new Lamborghinis, the Audi R8s, these are absolutely daily driver reliable cars. They have modern features, they are more comfortable, and they're not going to leave you stranded on the side of the road with a broken clutch. It's an interesting thing because in the same way that Volvo used to make its brand on safety, and now every car has a 5-star crash test rating, the same thing has happened with reliability. 10 years ago, Porsche was the gold standard for reliability in a sports car. Today, that competitive advantage has become a bit more universal. I mean, Rob Freddy with his rental fleet put about 5 million miles on exotic cars. That's a staggering number. It's more miles than most of these cars saw in entire decades. So, for the modern enthusiast, the conversation is different. The cars are so much better. But for me, that's not the point. So we arrive at the conclusion, by all reasonable metrics of drivability, from consumer reports to road tests, daily driving a Lamborghini is a bad idea. They're hard to use, they're uncomfortable, they're expensive. But to me the answer is absolutely, in all ways, yes, it is worth it. It's why my Lamborghini is in the easiest spot to get out of my garage. It's the one that gets driven more days than any other car I own. My goal with my LP 640 is for it to be the highest mileage stick LP 640 in the world. And my advice to you is not only to dream your biggest dreams and take the steps to acquire your dream car, but to plan on driving it. Every single mile you put on it gets cheaper and cheaper, and the more you do it, the more rewarding it is. Don't be that person who gets to the day of sale and wishes they had taken it on a few more drives. Just drive it. The answer is always yes.